as probably a lot of my peers would say, it's been a circuitous path.
I joined the AIA right after I got my license, which was almost immediately after I got out of grad school. And I had always felt that the architecture profession had very few mechanisms for operating as a collective voice and sort of organizing themselves. I was very young when I joined the AIA. I mean, I'd literally just finished school.
I joined the American Institute of Architects in 1987 after graduating from Howard University in Washington, D.C. And I've been a member ever since.
I was always involved in my AIAS chapter at my undergrad program at Drury University in Springfield, Missouri. And they were very inspirational in terms of networking and wanting to stay engaged in the profession and that type of atmosphere. So that's why I continued with my AIA membership.
I always aspired to be a member of the AIA. As part of our profession, I thought it was integral to our practice, and I was also involved in AIAS when I was in college, and it just was kind of automatic.
I had graduated and was working, trying to get my AIA license, and I think that was the year that Susan Maxman was the first woman president of the AIA, and that was very inspirational for me.
As a young black architect, I was having trouble getting credibility, respect in the profession. A lot of people didn't even recognize me as, were surprised to find out that I was an architect, and those three little letters behind my name gave me a certain amount of credibility. And so that was probably one of the first, big reasons. After that, I found a lot of other reasons to stay with AIA.
I actually joined the AIA when I was an associate, and at the time I remember going to a few events locally in DC, and the idea that diversity was going to become a big part of the AIA and its initiatives.
I remember thinking that she made a lot of sense, and her focus was on the environment. So I was already doing that kind of thing, and I was enticed to join because she was so much of an inspiration.
I joined the AIA in the fall of 2006 for a ARE seminar that I was preparing for.
Well, back in the day when I joined the AIA, I joined mostly for the educational programs they had for training related to passing the NCARB test and getting my license in California.
Because I moved to a brand new city and brand new place, and I was looking to get involved with other local people who were interested in architecture and the same things I was, and it was a social outlet, a networking outlet, and a way to find other emerging professionals and how they were going to go about licensure.
Initially, when I decided to join, it was for networking reasons, basically to broaden my experience and connectivity to other architects and resources that I would need to seek out licensure.
I had just finished my professional architectural education, had just gotten my first real job in the industry, and yet I was still very much a student, an intern architect. I found that joining the professional organization enabled me to work with my colleagues as an equal. I was no longer just a subordinate and an intern, but a true equal with my peers, and that gave me great value that early in my career.
For me, it's a personal experience. It's being able to meet people and have that experience and come to conferences like AIA convention or regional conferences and get to meet people and hear amazing speakers and have that support group at the same time on the local level that you can go to.
Joining was primarily just for networking, for meeting other architects and colleagues and trying to broaden my understanding of the profession.
It had always felt to me as if it was the only platform that we have as architects to really work on problems collectively and articulate our positions. And we're not a very well organized bunch as it is, so the Institute is really, I think, the mechanism for doing that.
The AIA serves to reconnect myself and other members back to why they really wanted to be an architect and those values of helping others in society and helping your community, whether it's your community of professionals, your community physically.
It's American to want to belong to something, an association. It's American to want to be a part of another group. And so when we come together, regardless of what our contributions are to the discussion, we all are here for a common thread. We enjoy or are passionate about architecture. And so that's why it's really important to me is I don't know who I'm going to meet, but I know who I'm going to meet. It's going to be pretty interesting.